A California mother who faked her own kidnapping in 2016, in a hoax exposed with the help of advances in DNA technology, has been jailed for 18 months. Sherri Papini was sentenced this week in the U.S., after she pleaded guilty in April to mail fraud and making false statements, the Department of Justice said. Judge William B. Shubb sentenced Papini, 40, to 18 months behind bars followed by 36 months of supervised release. Watch the latest news on Channel 7 or stream for free on 7+. Watch the video above. Californian woman who lied about kidnapping appears in court ahead of guilty plea. She was also ordered to pay nearly $310,000 in restitution. The sentence was much longer than lawyers had requested. The defense asked for 1 month in custody and 7 months of home detention, while even prosecutors only asked the judge to sentence her to 8 months in prison. Papini read a statement to the judge, saying in part, "I am so sorry to the many people who have suffered because of me. The people who sacrificed for the broken woman I was. The people who gave willingly to help me in a time that I so desperately needed help. I thank you all." She told the judge she was guilty of lying and dishonor, and was ready to repent and to concede. Sherri Papini wound a wild story of a 3-week-long abduction. Here's how she got caught out. A theatrical hoax. The charges date to November 2016, when Papini was reported missing after she went out for a jog near her Shasta County home in Northern California. 3 weeks later, she was found injured and alone on a highway about 225 kilometers away. She told police she had been abducted at gunpoint by 2 masked, Spanish-speaking women who kept her chained in a closet and branded her with a heated tool. The claims led to an extensive search for the supposed Hispanic captors, a search which came up empty for several years, as Papini received more than $30,000 from the state in victim compensation funds. Yet her story fell apart in 2020 when investigators connected DNA from her clothing to an ex-boyfriend, who then admitted the supposed kidnapping was a hoax. Federal prosecutors told the court the hoax wasted resources and caused police to investigate innocent targets. Papini planned and executed a sophisticated kidnapping hoax and then continued to perpetuate her false statements for years after her return without regard for the harm she caused others, prosecutors said. As a result, state and federal investigators devoted limited resources to Papini's case for nearly 4 years before they independently learned the truth: she was not kidnapped and tortured. Papini caused innocent individuals to become targets of a criminal investigation. She left the public in fear of her alleged Hispanic capturers who purportedly remained at large. Papini's defense lawyer noted she admitted to the hoax and said her reputation had suffered enough. Sherri's years of denial are now undeniably over. Her name is now synonymous with this awful hoax. There is no escaping it, lawyer William Portanova said. It is hard to imagine a more brutal public revelation of a person's broken inner self. At this point, the punishment is already intense and feels like a life sentence. Outside court Monday, Portanova sought to distance the Papini of today from the one who carried out the crime. "Whatever happened 5 years ago is a different Sherri Papini than the one you see here today," he said. How new DNA technology helped solve the case. The break in the case came in 2020, when investigators took unknown male DNA on clothing Papini was wearing during her kidnap and tested it using new genetic genealogy. The DNA was found to be connected to a family member of Papini's former boyfriend, and investigators then took DNA from the ex-boyfriend to confirm him as a match, according to a 55-page affidavit released earlier this year. In an interview with investigators, the ex-boyfriend admitted he helped Papini run away from what she described as an abusive relationship and housed her at his place in Southern California. He said she injured herself, chopped off her own hair and asked him to brand her with a wood-burning tool as part of the ruse, the affidavit says. Investigators corroborated the ex-boyfriend's account in numerous ways, including from telephone records, his work schedule, rental car receipts, odometer records, toll records and an interview with his cousin, who said he saw Papini in the home. Investigators then confronted Papini with the new information and warned her that lying to authorities is a crime. Still, she stuck to her original story about 2 Hispanic women kidnappers and denied she had seen the former boyfriend, the affidavit states. Authorities announced charges against her in March 2022 and she pleaded guilty as part of a plea deal a month later. Her husband Keith Papini also filed for divorce and custody of their 2 children, saying she was not acting in a rational manner, court records show. The events of the past 2 months have been shocking and devastating, Keith Papini said. My current focus is on moving on and doing everything I can to provide my 2 children with as normal, healthy and happy of a life as possible. In court in April, Papini said she was in treatment for anxiety, depression and PTSD starting in 2016 and also struggled in middle school. On Monday she told the judge, "What was done cannot be undone. It can never be erased. I am not choosing to stay frozen like I was in 2016. I am choosing to commit to healing the parts of myself that were so very broken." With Stella Chan and Sherri Mossberg. And finally, thank you all for watching the video. Please like and comment your opinion so we can discuss together. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell to follow and update many other interesting news. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.